Success means different things for different people. As a young man, it's very normal to feel overwhelmed by your lack of progress by a certain age. Because you hear people saying things like, by 30, you should have X, Y, and Z. And if you don't, it's very easy to look at yourself and think, what the fuck's wrong with me, man? Why have I not got this shit together? Am I cursed or some shit? What's going on with me? You may compare yourself with a friend of yours who's got a house, 30 years old, 3 kids, good car, and you might look at yourself and think, man, I ain't got any of those things. And you may feel behind. But, you know, what we see doesn't always reveal the full story. A car could look great on the outside. Bodywork is in great shape, but it could be hiding a very serious issue. It could be misfiring like crazy. I should know. I recently bought a 1998 Jaguar XJ and it's been misfiring like a motherfucker. Bodywork-wise, fantastic. Interior, beautiful. No issues. Mechanically, however, there is an issue right there. So you might look at your friend who's got a house, 3 kids, and a nice car, and you might think he just has it all together. But he may be in a horrible relationship. He doesn't feel appreciated. Him and his wife argue all the time. The car is on finance. He's missed a couple of payments. He's stressed about his kids and what they're doing at school, and maybe they're not performing very well and they're causing trouble. And so you look at this person and you think they just have it all together. And although having kids and being in a relationship is a beautiful thing, of course, just because you're not in one, it doesn't mean you're failing. Maybe that guy settled for a woman that he shouldn't have settled for. Maybe the first kid was an accident and he decided, all right, you know what, since I have a kid with her already, I might as well just marry her. And so he stayed in a relationship that he should have never been in to begin with. You, on the other hand, you're not in a relationship, but you're very careful with who you have around you. You know, your energy is very important to you. You protect it. You don't allow people into your life who will cause you stress and chaos. Maybe you're laser focused when it comes to building your business. And so even though you may not have the stable career that that other guy has, you're doing something that brings you fulfillment every day. You're building something and you can see it grow. So you've got to look at that. I mean, what are we looking at here? Who defines whether or not you're doing well? Earl Nightingale has defined success as the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. As long as you are progressing at something that brings you fulfillment, you are a success. It's not about having a certain type of car. It's not about having a 3-bedroom detached house. I know some people look at living with your parents as a shameful thing towards the end of your 20s. But if that's what you have to do temporarily to get ahead and your parents have a great relationship with you, then you know what? That's not failure. You're being smart. Now, if you're staying with them for the next 20, 30 years, then maybe you could argue that this guy, if it's out of absolute carelessness because you're unable to take care of yourself, that's a different story. But if it's a temporary period of time, and you know what, in some cultures as well, some guys stay with their families forever. They live on the same sort of, I don't want to call it compound, but they live on the same plot of land next to their parents. And some even in the same house, if the house was big enough, and they have like separate rooms for separate people and stuff like that, right? So who defines success? I know a very wealthy individual, makes hundreds of thousands a year, lives with his mum and dad. He's married, has kids. No, he doesn't live with them in the same fucking room. I mean, his parents have a large house, but he lives with them. Now imagine someone pointed at this guy and said, how come you're still with mum? What are you doing? You're not a grown man. They have no idea how successful this guy is. What you see doesn't always paint the full story. I know, man. Look, I'm 28, turning 29 this year. I know you can feel like you're behind. I fully understand that. You're like, man, this guy's got this, that, this. And just because somebody has been in the same job for 7 years, it doesn't mean they're loving it. They have given up, in most cases, on going out there and becoming more. That's why they stay in an environment that's familiar, that's safe. You, on the other hand, yeah, you're experiencing a lot more obstacles, but that's because you're challenging yourself. You're looking to become more. Nobody who's looking to become more has an easy ride, has an easy journey. There's ups and downs. The road out of the comfort zone isn't a smooth road. You're going to be set some obstacles. But if you want to become somebody who pushes the boundaries and achieves an incredible amount, you must accept the fact that challenges are on the way. You know, I think Les Brown said this once. He said, in life, you're either in a problem, just getting out of a problem, or heading towards a problem. That's just the nature of life, okay? But you know what? Problems aren't always a negative thing. Sometimes they bring excitement. It's a challenge, right? The bigger the problems, usually the more successful I am, especially in business, right? If you have to worry about paying 200 people's salaries, I mean, you have a pretty large business, right? If you have a large tax bill, it means you're pretty much doing well, financially speaking, right? So you can't always look at problems from a one-dimensional perspective. This is negative, this is bad. No, it's not always bad. I want you to give yourself credit for what you have accomplished. If you're a guy who's 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, right? You're in that phase of your life where it's very easy to look at some of your friends and be like, man, he's married, he's got this. Give yourself credit. You have accomplished a great deal yourself. And you've changed as a person. I mean, sometimes that's something that we need to recognize and appreciate, is the fact that we have evolved. You should be proud of the fact that you're not the same person you were 2 years ago. That's something to look at and be grateful for. Because some people, they don't change. They continue thinking the same way. I've met 40-year-olds that are immature. And it makes me think, wow, this person must have been this way since their 20s, early 20s. I mean, even early teens. This person hasn't really grown up. Yeah, they look older, but they're immature. On the other hand, you could be 28, you could be handling business. You take care of yourself. You work hard. You experience setbacks, but you overcome them and you keep pushing with a sense of positive expectancy. You have a great social life of abundance. I mean, that's amazing, man. You need to celebrate that. All right, I really want to make this video for those of you who are questioning yourself and are doubting how far you've come. It's easy to forget. It's easy to forget. You're not who you were when you were 21. You're much better now. Give yourself the credit. And you know what? In due time, you will find a great woman. But it's much better that you're being particular about who you have around you than just rushing to get into a relationship. Because a lot of these guys that you see with the house and the wife, and they're not happy. And they would trade places with you in a heartbeat, some of these guys, in a career that they hate. So just reflect on that. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like. Comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.